right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham Rakakudash. A double honors to the apostles, the elders at Great Millstone. Salutations to Yahakim. That's out there doing the work in truth and in sincerity. All right, so the name of this lesson, I'm going to call it 200,000,000. Not a problem, all right? It's not a problem, okay? A lot of people think it's impossible that the Lord is going to wipe out this place with 200 million nuclear missiles. Okay, that's what the scriptures say. You got Esau telling on himself in his own movies. And quite frankly, really, Esau, you're going to destroy yourself. Okay, and that's what the Lord is letting you know. All right, the Lord doesn't have to lift a finger. Your own devices, your own decadence is pretty much taking you out. You know, your own terribleness. The same tools that you've used to intimidate, the same tools that's going to eliminate you. Okay, and that's as you can see, the tidbit truth. Okay, that's what I call it, the tidbit truths. Okay, so this is just a scene from the new movie. Well, it's not new, it's just Jack Snyder's cut of the Justice League, and this is a scene in that movie. All right, that pretty much shows you an innumerable amount of ICBM nuclear missiles. All right, being casted off. All right, and I might get a copyright infringement, but what the hell? It's just a second. As you can see. All right, it's pretty quick, and only had a few precepts. All right, because that's how this place is going to go out. All right, this is the Lord's indignation. Okay, those 200 million nuclear missiles is how the Lord, this proves his anger. This is overkill. All right, but the earth has to be cleansed with fire because of all the blood that was spilled here in Great Babylon, America. All right, and yeah, man. So let's get into some precepts really quick. Like I said, it wasn't gonna be long at all because the scriptures speak about the destruction of Great Babylon. As we can see, everything is lining up exactly how the scriptures depicted it would be. All right, and as you can see, predictive programming within the movies, and hey, it lines up with prophecy. Okay, which prophecy means to say before. Okay, so this is Revelations 9:16. It says, in the number of the army of the horsemen. All right, and the horseman represents the ICBM nuclear missiles. You find the same terminology being used in Joel. All right, which we'll get that too. Okay, but the whole Revelations 9th chapter is talking about the destruction of the wicked. All right, third part of men. Okay, so Revelations 9:16, and the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. All right, so 200,000. That's three more zeros, and thousand. That's three more zeros. So that's 200 million. All right, that's what it equates to. All right, and you see, okay, in that scene, that innumerable amount of missiles. All right, which each missile has a warhead, and each warhead has hundreds of what they call cluster bombs. Okay, so it's not a problem. Okay, so for those that were in doubt, like I said, this you got to be spiritual to really receive it. The carnal man would just be like, whatever, and ignore it. It'll go over their head. But there's plenty of tidbit truths or tidbit information that lines up with the Bible. Okay, and this is just being one of them. And this just sparked this lesson really quick. It says, and thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them, having breastplates of fire, and jacinth and brimstone, and the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions, and out of their mouths issue fire and smoke and brimstone. All right, By these three was the third part of men killed by the fire and by the smoke and by the brimstone which issued out of their mouths. And that's the thermonuclear missiles basically exploding and wreaking havoc, all right, wherever they're determined to. Okay, so the Lord has pretty much ordered, all right, this hit out on America, which America is going to pretty much shoot themselves in the head. All right, the elites. It says, for their power is in their mouth, all right, and in their tails, all right, okay, because what they shoot up like rockets. In fact, they are rockets, all right, and in the mouth of them, that where the warhead is, that's where that's where the destruction comes from. Okay, it says, for their tails were like unto serpents, and had heads, all right, and with them they do hurt. Okay, and see, this is the best way that John the Revelator could describe what he's seen in his vision, because he's seen exactly what we see, but he didn't have the modern words that we use. So he best described it the best way he knew, and that's why it's parabolic. It says very similar, or how you say, similes, all right, or metaphors. So right, so so I'll stop right there, and it also tell you how the formation is going to be, okay, when these missiles take off. So Salaki, it's Joel 3:13. Okay, I want to actually read this verse. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full. The fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. All right. So basically, what it's saying, okay, that the wicked, okay, is ripe for the picking. Okay, their sins are reached unto heaven. Okay, they've done all the wickedness. Their hurt. What the scriptures talk about, their hurtful works are being fulfilled. So they're ripe for the taking. All right, and the sickle. Let's go into the word sickle really quick, so we understand the parabolic meaning. All right, the Hebrew word magal, sickle, to reap. All right, a reaping hook. So you cut down the corn, and then you gather the corn. All right, and that's what the Lord is about to do to this place. He's about to cut down the wicked. All right, in other words. All right, so right, a reaping hook. Really quick, Salaki. A reaping hook. All right. So, and that's what the Lord is saying. Put ye in the sickle. All right, for the harvest is ripe. All right, come get you down, for the press is full, the fats overflow. All right, for their wickedness is great. All right, and this, the Lord is determined. All right, for the wicked to be cut down. Okay, 14, multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord Yahweh is near in the valley of decision. All right, the valley of decision pretty much is the Middle East, where all the commotion is going on. They're fighting over certain resources, strategic, strategic. How can you say, for lack of better words, spots and control over certain areas, so they could, pretty much continue building their wicked empire and their wicked establishment. And the Lord is about to pretty much cease it. All right, because they're pretty much, their intentions are vain. All right, and they continue to destroy the earth. They continue to destroy the minds of the people. They continue to try to rid the Most High Yahweh of the earth, and His remembrance, which is bugged out. He created everything, and these people are trying their best, to take God out of the equation. All right, so they can keep, pretty much oppressing His people and doing, the most heinous crimes ever known to mankind. So multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord Yahweh is near. All right, and the day of the Lord is darkness. Okay, literal. Okay, literal and because those missiles are going to cover the sky. Okay. It says the sun. This is for the day of the Lord. It's near in the valley of decision. The sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. All right. And so this is what's going to happen, man. It's going to not only physical darkness due to the destruction that's going to take place, but people are going to be, spiritual darkness as well. Okay. The Lord also shall roar out of Zion and utter his voice from Jerusalem. Okay. Because this is, pretty much the controversy is that the whole world, the nations of the world, are continuing to oppress God's children, and He's going to wake up and fight for us. Okay, He's going to bring all these nations together. Okay, and bring them to fight against each other because He's going to plead for us. All right, and He's going to plead by way of death and destruction because these nations won't let us go. Okay, they won't let us know who we are. All right. It says, "In the heavens and the earth shall shake, but the Lord Yahweh will be the hope of his people." You see, and the strength of the children of Israel. All right. So when the earth commences to shake, all right, due to the destruction, we know that our redemption is being brought. So shall ye know that I am the Lord Yahweh your God, dwelling in Zion, my holy mountain. Then shall Jerusalem be holy, and there shall no strangers pass through her anymore. All right. And that proves that only salvation is for Israel, nobody else. All right. So Salaki, I'm going to go up a few. It's Joel 3:1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. All right. Meaning we're going to be serving the Lord. All right. Not you nations. I will also gather all nations because, hey, the Lord right now is raising us up in the eyes of our enemies, and they're trembling with terrible fear because ultimately they know the potential detriment that we bring to their society. Okay, when the righteous rising, the wicked scatter. And they're doing their last few efforts when it comes to them trying to sustain themselves. All right, and in doing so they think they're going to kill off or destroy us as a people. All right, but a remnant shall return, as the scriptures say. It says verse 2, it says, I also will gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel. All right, and Jehoshaphat meaning Yahweh Shabbat. So basically the Lord is going to judge the heathen. He's going to bring them together and he's going to judge them. Now he's going to do that. Pretty much he's working on the minds of the nations to divide them, keep them divided. All right. So then they may destroy themselves. And ultimately he's going to come and finish off the rest. Okay. And in that movie, all right, Justice League, they show you exactly, that depiction, how Darkseid, which is one of the main characters, or I guess antagonists or whatever you want to call it. And, they depicted that, that the nations were divided. And, he came and pretty much, wreaked havoc. But Salaki, it says, and I will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. All right, so you people, the nation is going to have to pay for it. All right, especially here in America because it's a hotbed for, oppression. Okay, of the Lord's people. All right. So pretty much, So Salaki, it's Isaiah 34, and 1. It says, "Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies." All right. And that's why he's bringing all these different armies together. Okay. So basically, get rid of them. Okay. And he's going to use them. He's working on the minds of, certain key people, to keep that division strong. Okay. It says, "In his fury upon all their armies, and he hath utterly destroyed them." All right, he hath delivered them to the slaughter, and that's basically what is going to take place. And then he's going to utterly destroy those that remain and that fight together against him. All right, verse 3 it says, "Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood." All right, and that's World War III. Okay, it says, "And all the host of heaven shall be dissolved." All right, and this is going into the nuclear destruction. All right, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. All right, that's what you call a mushroom cloud. All right, the smoke enfolds itself. All right, like a scroll, like you would, roll a scroll up. That's how the mushroom cloud is. Okay, the smoke and it rolls. All right, if that's a good description of it. But Salaki, it says, "And all their hosts shall fall down, as the leaf falleth off the vine." All right, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. My sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea, Edom. All right, Idumea is a Greek way of saying Edom. Okay, which are the descendants of Esau. Okay, it says, "And upon the people of my curse to judgment." All right, because Esau is cursed. All right, and that's why they have that translucent, you know, pink tone skin. All right, which is really red. You make an Edomite mad, they become, you see the red, blushing. So verse 6 it says, "The sword of the Lord is filled with blood; it is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Lord hath a sacrifice in Basra." All right, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea, which is America. Is going to represent you Edomites here. All right. Okay, so Salakia. All right, so Salakia, this is Isaiah. Let's see, Isaiah 54. All right, 54 and 16, and this is going longer than I thought. But let's go. It says Isaiah 54 and 16. It says, "I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, and I have created the waster to destroy." All right, and so basically, the Lord has created the scientists. All right, and given them the vision, and given them the know-how to what, to bring forth these instruments. Okay, and those instruments are the thermonuclear missiles. All right, okay. Bringing forth an instrument for his work. For whose work? The Lord's work. Okay. And so Esau, in his mind, he's creating these nuclear missiles as a deterrent. That's what they say, but they use it to, push fear among these nations, so they won't dare fight back. All right. But now they're pretty much at a standstill because these nations have become just as powerful as, the American military industrial complex. Okay. And basically, it could be open season at any moment, and, yeah, man. So the Lord is pretty much, working this thing towards his will. Okay. And that's pretty much all I had. Lord willing, I can go for days, but I wanted to be shorter than that, just to hit the points, that the Lord can, easily bring his word to pass. We keep seeing it in movies with this tidbit truths that are being revealed, and with that, I'm going to say shalom.